What's up, guys? Welcome to the one-stop Asian shop to help you win and rank up here on Wingman CS2 on Overpass. You're going to feel like your brain is melting and your eyes are bleeding after this video, but you're going to consistently win, rank up, and become a general god. I've been global wingman for 200 wins. Listen to me, I do not lose. Use these tips and tricks. Now let's get straight in towards it. A fast T-side molotov to stop CTs rushing in towards short. You stand here on the corner, you walk forward, you let go at this brick wall, and you just keep looking at the top of this pole like this. Just like this. It's very, very nice, very, very easy, and it burns on towards this corner. Like I said, it stops the CTs from coming round and rushing short. They can't rush short and they can't rush monster like this. It stops them from doing fast little plays like this where they're going to flash down here and they're going to come for these fast peaks. Do you know what I mean? If you allow the CTs to do these fast peaks like this, they're going to just wreck you in these tunnels. If you allow the CTs to come around and do fast flash peaks like this in towards short, do you know what I mean? They're just going to absolutely devastate you as they come on around for these fast peaks. You're going to be absolutely whitewashed as those flashes come in out of nowhere. You want to make sure they can't go pushing towards this one here. So I'll show that to you one more time. You basically stand on this corner like this. So as soon as you spawn, do up to this corner fast. You walk in a straight line and you throw as soon as you light up with this brick wall, and you keep looking at the top of this pole. I'm moving my crosshair up as I'm walking forward. I'm not running forward and letting my crosshair go down the pole like this. I'm dragging it always up to look at the top. So it's a little bit of a knack like this, but just keep looking at the top of the pole like this, and you're going to easily yeet it over, and it's going to burn on towards that corner, and it's going to stop those CTs from rushing round, okay? Very important to get those fast molotovs to stop the CTs getting fast play and condition or fast control where they want to be. Equally, a fast CT molotov that you should be throwing at the start of every round is basically from here, from the start of spawn. As soon as you hit the right hand side of this door like this, you throw it just like this, and it's going to be the fast one here. That lands so quickly. If we look at this timer like this, ready? 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, 59, 50, so what, 5 seconds? Literally 5 seconds, and that molotov is literally on fire. That's going to beat you 100%. If I go here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, that molotov's going to beat me. That every single time. Now I either waste $300 on a smoke to get through this every single time. I come jumping through at a disadvantage, not knowing if they're boosted or if they're pushing short for me, or you know, sometimes I might just get this for free. The CTs have just thrown a free molly for me, but I've used $300 just getting through a tunnel. It depends what you want to do. If your intention is to get here fast and get very, very fast walk control and maybe do a fast boost or something like this, or if I want to go really, really quick, do you know what I mean? I might want to very then quickly set up some util. I might want to burn the ramp or something. And, you know, I might want to burn this position very quickly and just start fucking flying in, do you know what I mean? Just get the flash in or something like this, and then I'll just fucking dopping in very, very quickly, dealing with all my angles. It depends what I want to do if I'm deliberately coming fast. But sometimes you can get around that molotov by coming in through this tunnel, okay? Let me show you another quick molotov, very, very nice. This one's going to land on barrels, okay? You come on down the right-hand side of these stairs, stop in the mud, look in the corner, and jump left-click throw, just like this. And it goes over, and it burns barrels. Very, very nice, okay? Very, very nice. That utility's thrown from safety, all right? I'm not sat down here looking at barrels going, you don't want to be doing that, do you know what I mean? You want the guy in barrels. You want to throw your util from safety. It comes in from nowhere, and it's going to force this geezer off, do you know what I mean? That's a really good pistol round strat, right? If I get Bot Harvey, my guy here, he can throw that for me like this. He throws that, I can get the flashbang in. The flash comes in and we can come bopping in if it's pistol round, do you know what I mean? One guy has armor, another guy buys 2 flashes and a molly. That comes in, the flashbang comes in afterwards like this, and it's just going to blind the fucking CTs. It's such a good strat, do you know what I mean, to really, really get in nice and fast. Let me show you that lineup one more time. So all I'm doing is I'm walking down the right hand side of these stairs. I stop as soon as I hit the mud like this, and I'm just looking at the corner here. So I'm following, you see these horizontal bars like this on this grate? I'm following this bar like this into the corner. As soon as it hits that diagonal corner, bish bash bosh, very easy. Coming down here, stop on the mud, look in the corner, jump left click throw like this, and bosh, it lands on barrels every time, and it doesn't let anyone there. I don't rate smoking barrels. Smoking barrels is such a bad idea. You can stand here, you can look at the top of this girder just like this, and you can do a smoke like this that lands here. It's probably going to land somewhere like this, here it is, and it's going to smoke off barrels. What you do is you end up giving the CT a place to sit behind it, do you know what I mean? And it's, you know, you can flash barrels by all means. You can do a sexy flash like this, and you can flash over the top and you can peek. But the hard thing is you can still leave a CT trapped here. So you might flash the guy off the angle like this, and then as soon as he gets his vision back, he can sit here in the corner and wait for you to come back here, or he can counter flash you. Do you know what I mean? Easy. If you're playing barrels, you can easily counter flash off this pillar and peek, because the flash is going to land under you down here, and so you can swing, literally just yeet it off the pillar, swing like this, and anyone in that tunnel is getting absolutely fucking destroyed by that counter flash. So don't let the CT play this position. You have to flush it out. You have to get the utility in there before you start taking this gunfight. Unless you're a Donny, like, do you know what I mean? So the good way to headshot this is just above above this horizontal line like this. There we go. There's the headshot straight away. So unless you're an absolute Donny and you know where the pre-fire is straight away like this, you're going to find it a very hard time. If anyone new to the game, you want to learn the pre-fire here, this bar like this horizontal beam, just like this horizontal pit wood just above that. Just above that. There is headshot straight away like this, and that's going to be one of the first angles you check. But if you don't want to have to be stressing about trying to hit that headshot like this, then get the molotov straight in towards there. It's very, very easy. You molotov it off and the CT cannot play there. He has to fall down towards the water, or he pushes forward in towards the pillar, or if he's crazy, he'll come down and swing you with you've got some utility in your hand or something. So make sure you throw your utility from safety. And make sure if you are throwing this, you're either throwing it very early in the round so the CT can't swing you, do you know what I mean? And you're getting it very, very quickly. Look how many, that's 4 times I've shown you it, it lands every time. You can't get that molly wrong, it's very, very easy. So you either throw it very quickly or you have a teammate here like Harvey to watch it for me. So if Harvey's like this, I'm covering Harvey's ass like this, so a CT can't swing down and shoot him like this. He's throwing the molly like this, and then we can push in, we can flash in, we can do whatever we want, okay? There's some very, very nice molotovs to get yourself in towards this map. Now, I was showing you, you can go through connector. Going through connector is a pretty good thing to do because you can beat this molotov without having to throw a smoke on it. Do you know what I mean? Like I said, the CT should be throwing this every single time. And if you're CT side looking to throw that, you literally get here onto the corner and you look 1, 2, 3 balconies up, left click throw, very easy. That lands there super, super fast. So instead of dropping the smoke on this, you can come through connector. So let me show you the very quick play in through towards connector. We spawn here as T side. We can go up towards these stairs just like this. And if you want to get down here faster than your grandma on an escalator, because this is slow as fuck, man. You don't want to be doing this. No real person's going to be doing this. Don't be a bot. You want to jump on the corner and then you want to land on the edge of the wooden pallets. You take no full damage. So I'm coming around here, I'm jumping on the corner like this, and I'm landing on the pallets. Or if you land on the ladder, that's fine, but you're quicker if you just land on the pallets, okay? So you're literally just coming around and you're landing on the pallets. You just want to make sure you don't jump too early. Don't jump too early. Come straight down, land on the pallets like this, and I go down so fast, no full damage. 2 ways to flash out of this room. You either flash out like this over the top, wait for it to pop, open it up, good crosshair placement, or you can stand here and you can flash it out just like this. It goes over the top, again, open it up, ready to take this gunfight. Small thing, notice how I'm stood on the left here, ready to open up. I don't just want to come running out here because I'm in a win or die situation. A win or die means I basically have to win the gunfight or I'm going to die losing that gunfight. I do not want to be doing that. Plus, if I swing looking here and the CTs are boosted here, I'm fucked. I can't even see it in my peripheral vision. So what you want to do is stand to the left of the door, always open it, good crosshair placement, ready at head height, ready to transfer to this guy if there's a CT push him. Then when I'm ready, I swing round and I check the boost. I check these boost angles up here, and then when I come back out and check this angle like this, and I can work my way down in towards monster. Do you know what I mean? And you know, all down towards water and all this kind of stuff. This is how you do it. I'll show those flashbangs to you one more time. Stewie 2K, you go into the corner like this, and you can just line it up with that beam just like that. Left click throw, it goes over through the letterbox, straight on out. That does very, very good for CTs who are being aggressive at the start of the round like this. They're going to come around and they're going to be so freaking white. Be careful, that flashbang doesn't do a guy's sandbags. If there's a guy's sandbags here like this, doesn't do anything. You hear that? You hear that pop over there? Nothing. You're going to open the door and you're going to get your face taken off. So be careful. So if you don't want to do that one, you just stand loosey-goosey and you just bounce it off the top rim of this window. Just like this. Top rim of the window, left click, let it bounce, wait for it to flash, open the window, and then get ready, you know, to get this kill down here. That flash is going to get him, and it's going to be very, very, very good. It comes on out like this, and it bows into his eye of, you know, into his eye line, and it's going to be very, very, very sexy. Like I said, always open up on the side first, like this, get the kill, and then move on around and stuff like this. Because the thing is, if I'm going to win or die, if I lose this, it's now 2v1. You know what I mean? If I open this and I spot one short, I can say to my teammate who's maybe come through this tunnel, yo, he's coming short, can you flash for me or something? You know what I mean? My teammate can then, he can just, you know, he can flash over the top like this. And then he can come and help me get this gunfight. Do you know what I mean? My teammate who flashes in from over here like this, if there's a guy holding this angle like this, he can flash the CT off for me. Do you know what I mean? It's very easy to just flash this corner. Or he can molly it even. He might be able to even just get a molly or something that just lands here. You can probably jump right click a molly or something like this that lands in towards his corner. I'm sure there's going to be a way to do it to push that CT off that angle or stick him in towards short. There's so many different ways, but I need to be alive to communicate with my teammate and say this one there. Or I might even be able to flash out for myself, flash back out in towards the angle like this, and come give myself another opportunity. And if this fight gets really, really bad, I can just jump back out of it and work my way back in towards T-spawn and come in from a different direction later on the round. So, you know what I mean? So don't go into a win or die situation where I have to win this gunfight like this. I've got no cover. Give yourself an opportunity to just open the door, get a little peek out. If you think he's there, you know what I mean? You can easily do this kind of stuff like this and give yourself another opportunity, and you can check the boost then, get all these pre-fires going, and just slowly start working your way around. That is how you come through, and that's how you beat that Molotov. So important, because the CTs on a higher level should be throwing that Molotov every single time, and you don't want to be wasting your smoke through it. So whilst that Molotov is burning, you can do all this stuff. Be careful not to open the door beforehand. If you open the door before the flash pops, you might catch yourself absolutely, you'll fuck yourself like this in the face. You don't want to fuck yourself in the face. The last thing you want to do. So just bounce it off. Wait for it to pop, open it up, get ready to take these fights. Then you're coming around and taking all these kind of stuff. Very, very easy. That's how you work your way out of connector. Let me show you a CT side absolute mad tip and trick now. CT boost. CT boost is a very good thing that people can do. But Harvey, my guy, write this. Please don't boost here on the sandbags. Please never do this. This is terrible. And please never jump like this. Never stand. Harvey doesn't need to stand. How much of me is on show here? I can't even crouch out of the gunfight either. Plus, as well, if a T comes out here and he opens this up and he sees the boost like this, he comes out, he can shoot. Look at that. I can do mad damage to Harvey. I've basically done half damage to him. A couple of bullets through that and Harvey's dead, as well as the top guy. I can spray that as well and spray the guy underneath and really very quickly do a lot of damage to two CTs here. You do not want to boost here, because it's also, you're very easy to damage as well. This is one of the first pre-fires you should check as you come out towards this angle like this, and again, look at the damage like this. I can keep hurting Harvey and I can hurt these CTs. If you're boosting here, you boost on the left side of the gas canister. This is where you boost. You see that? He's off the angle like this, and you stay crouched. Now, I can play a really dirty angle like this, and I can see really far down the feet. Let me show you the utility setup. This is what the CT side should be doing at the start of the round. So if you're two of you here, Harvey, the first guy, should just run and get onto this position ASAP. He can, if he wants to throw a molly, he can throw a Molotov down here or something like this to stop the T's rushing out or something, or he can throw a smoke like this as well. You know what I mean? If he smokes up close, you know, he'll be able to stop the T's who come pushing out like this. They're not going to see you boosting. So they're going to come running up around this. There's not many times that the T's come out of Monster quiet. They're either going to be coming out here, they're going to be throwing this, or they're going to be throwing flashes over the top. I don't know, you know. They might be doing all sorts. They might also then smoke up sight, like stuff like this. You know, the T side are going to be making a load of noise. If you're up on this boost and you see T side making a load of noise down here, you can just dismantle the boost and go for a second boost back here, or you can just fall back and do something a little bit different. But the whole point is, this is the boost that's going to early catch out this tunnel and in towards connector. Now the tip and trick is this: two people. Harvey, the first guy, just runs and gets into position. The second guy throws a molly here, and then he throws a nade here. And what the nade does is it blows open the door like this. So after I've thrown the nade, I get onto Harvey's head ASAP and I see the feet. And I get a very quick kill in towards connector. And then I can see this angle here. Anyone who comes through this turf tunnel here is absolutely fucked. And again, I'm not on the default angle. I'm not on wood. I'm up here. I'm over towards the stone. And the best thing about being behind the stone, I can't shoot Harvey, or this, I can only shoot the head up here, and I cannot harm Harvey or the other guy here. This boost is way more deadly like this on the left-hand side. Show that to you one more time. The grenade lineup, you walk in front of this wall like this here, and you look at this little white spot. You see where the light lights up this tiny bit of concrete, just like this, like this. So, CT side, Harvey gets into position, I throw the molly, I stand up here and I throw the grenade like this, blows open that door like this, and after I've thrown the grenade like this, I get straight on over to Harvey's head. And now that's going to be blown open. I'm ready to shoot the feet, because look at the feet like this. Any T who comes down here incredibly fast at the start of the round, and they're going to come down here really, really fast like this, I can see all the way here, and they're going to come down here, and I'm going to be able to shoot their feet straight away. I can't see them, and I can't wallbang Harvey or the CT who are up here. This is so incredibly overpowered and one way, to the point where if I'm playing like a ranked wingman, or if I'm playing in a wingman tournament, if I see that door blown open early round, I'm not fucking going there, because straight away they're probably going to be blowing open the door. You only need to see that tip and trick once to know that that's absolutely fucked, and there's no way to deal with that other than going through monster. And again, you can see the feet and you can wait right on the angle, and because Harvey's crouched, the CT here can crouch out of the gunfight. And this is what I want. I don't want Harvey to stand up, because I can't crouch out of this gunfight. I don't have an exit strategy. Harvey needs to crouch so that I can crouch and get off this so quickly. Do you know what I mean? If this gunfight starts to go bad, or I get dinked with a Glock, or I get dinked with a Mac 10 who comes flying out of this fucking tunnel or something like this, I want to be able to really, really take this fight here and see deep in towards connector. Huge, huge map control like this, and Harvey's looking down towards monster for me, and it's a bit of a gamble. Everything is a risk versus reward. You know what I mean? You're obviously going to get caught out if you get caught out by T's who are going to come swinging that. That's probably why you put down the smoke. And you know, Harvey down here can throw molotovs, he can throw smokes, you know, all this kind of stuff. He can just delay it and make it more difficult. But that boost there is absolutely nutty. This is what you need to be dealing with, and that's absolutely huge. Now, the other CT boost and the better CT boost is this one here, absolutely the back here. This is absolute mad. And same thing again, do not stand up. Harvey does not need to stand up to boost me here. Look at me, I've got a little bit of cover if I get out of this here, but I can't get out of cover from the short fight, and I can't crouch out of it. My head is still going to be on show. Harvey stays crouched. The guy on the bottom of the boost in this map stays crouched, because now what happens, I can see monster, and I can see through this little U shape here. I can see short like this, and I can see down towards monster down here. This is way, 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 way better. Harvey, hold on to my AK, bro. AWP, this is even better. This is a bit of a risk versus reward again, because I can't see both at once, but, I can just wait and see like this, and I just wait and jiggle, and then if I spot the T coming around like this, and it's going to be 2 versus 1, I can go up to heaven, Harvey can stay down here, or something like this, whatever we can do, we can just make it different. I think you can actually even throw molotovs like this in towards short. There we go, like this. That's a very, very nice, easy molotov. Sometimes I find if you're retaking as well, if you just look at this little kind of like U shape here where it kind of dips in, you can get easy molotovs as well. That's a really, really good one to stop the stop them retaking. If you spot a T here, if they're kind of coming around here and you're just kind of jiggling and you just spot them like this, if you just spot one like this there, and you spot a T there, then you can find that's quite easy and quite nice to just get that Molotov in there. And you can throw that Molotov to push the T back or force them out on towards the site. Do you know what I mean? So it's a very nice reactive Molotov, where after you spot someone, you can literally just pull that out very quickly, and then you can just know then that's going to fall, and you'll see them force over towards the box. Do you know what I mean? You'll be like, okay, they're on default now. You can nade or do something like that, or anything different. Very good to learn your callouts as well. Okay, callouts are super, super, super important. You need to know your callouts. This is default. This is going to be the default spot 9 times out of 10 where the T's are going to be planting the bomb. Okay, you know what I mean? So you should know that, like, literally, if it's planted default, you've got loads of post plant. Very easy. A post plant molotov is to just look at the top of the metal here, left click throw. That's going to give you a nice molotov. It's going to land on here. That's going to be a good T side tip and trick. If you're CT side and someone on site is just like they're planting default, just bounce it off the pillar. And you can get molotovs then that land on towards this. Or if they're planting in the smoke or something like this, just get fucking nades on them. Do you know what I mean? You can easily get nades and stuff that can land right on default. Even if this is smoked like this, and I'm playing down towards water like this, someone say they're planting default, I can absolutely nail. Look at this. Look at it. All these bullets here land on default. I can still wall bang the guy default through the smoke. You just want to line it up pretty much with the edge of this panel like this, and that is going to basically bang anyone who's planting default in a T side smoke or anything like this. So those are good CT side tips and tricks. But you need to learn callouts, because like everything in this map is basically say what you see. This, because these are barrels, this is called barrels. Do you know what I mean? This is called pillar. This is called site because it's the fucking site. This is water. This is ramp. This is bridge. Do you know what I mean? This is bridge here. This is graffiti. Do you know what I mean? This is back here. This is CT, lower CT. Heaven up here because it's high and looks over towards the whole site. You need to know your callouts. You know what I mean? And again, like I say, short is short here. Sandbags is sandbags behind the... If I'm here, my teammate says he's sandbags. He's behind those sandbags in the corner there. And I can just fucking... If I've got a nade, I can dip one on him here. Or if I don't have any util, I just know then where he is. And I don't want to just be stood here because I might get pre-fired. So I might want to just jump spot him and just get the information, just say, you know what I mean? Yeah, he's still sandbags, do you know what I mean? And we can just wait, hold a different angle, let the guy come to me, and I hold something a little bit different, do you know what I mean? Or I can jump up here and I can, move across like this, and I can get this angle on him on towards sandbags. You don't have to just be like, yeah, he's sandbags. Ooh, come for the little gunfight. Unless you're really confident, you can just still jump spot and be like, yeah, he's still sandbags, and you're just waiting and hemming him in and wasting the round timer and all that kind of stuff. Do you know what I mean? But it's so important that you know your callouts. If I'm pushing out here and my teammates just died and I'm like, where the fuck is that? And he says heaven, I know straight away. Look at that. My crosshair placement is right on heaven. CT, he's right down here. Do you know what I mean? Graffiti, I'm swinging and I'm ready to take this gunfight here. It's so important you know your callouts, know where everything is. Otherwise, you're going to really struggle when you're starting to climb those ranks, because you need to be able to communicate very quickly where the enemy is. Now, I'm going to show you some banging CT side tips and tricks, okay? Right, here's a little banging thing. Good CT setup is here and here on the ramp and on the pillar. Ramp and pillar is a very good setup. Do not play this. Do not play this this barrels. It's good, you know what I mean? And if you are going to play barrels, you can just you can flash off this pillar like this. And this is very, very nice. So basically, that flash lands down in front of you. It's going to blind anyone in the tunnel except you. Do you know what I mean? So I can throw this, swing it like this, and it's not going to blind me. Anyone down here trying to take this fight with me like this, they're going to get absolutely fucking ruined. It's going to be an absolute disaster. Do you know what I mean? So it's really, really nasty. So plus, this position gets mollied out so easy. Do you know what I mean? If a T gets in towards short, you know, he can just stand here. He can just molly barrels. Or if there's a T out here, he can just molly barrels. Do you know what I mean? You can just molly barrels all the way from out here, and I've already shown you earlier in the video and stuff like this. You can molly barrels from out here. There's 3 easy ways there to molotov barrels. You're just not going to be able to play there, so I don't really recommend it. So instead, play the ramp and play the pillar like this. He's watching monster, I'm watching short, and we can hold this angle just like this. Because what I can do is when I make contact like this, I can stand here, and then Harvey, who's waiting, and he's like, we're making contact, I can flash for him. I can be like, yeah, I'll flash short for you, and then we'll swing it. We'll swing it together. Do you know what I mean? We'll do it. Oh, my profile's a little bit off there. But basically, we can swing it together just like this. I can throw the flash like this, or Harvey can throw the flash for me like this, and we can both swing. I can spot one guy here, or if I'm just jump spotting it like this, I can jump spot and be like, there's one short, and I can just flash back in. And now we both swing. We can both. He swings from pillar, I swing from here. We want to play together. The game mode is Wingman because we're there to trade for each other, always close to each other to do something like this, and we can do something like. Do you know what I mean? If he says there's one monster, I can easily just get a flash in over the top like this. You know, that flash like that is going to bounce off this fence like this, and it's going to blind anyone coming down here, and it's going to be so effective, and that's going to let Harvey swing out. So basically I can throw that for Harvey. So I'm just here and I'm like there's one monster, he can throw that flash and stuff like this, and now I can swing out and get the kill. So playing 2 CTs here and here is really strong because I can jiggle out and get some information, and if I see that there's one short like this, I can let them up, and then Harvey and stuff, and we can joint swing them, and it's going to be very good. Play together like this, and don't play on normal angles where you can get instantly pre-fired, because like I said, at the higher levels like this, you are just going to get absolutely pre-fired very quickly. CT side, nutty spots. Nutty spot number 1 is this here behind the sandbags. This is really good if you have someone in this position. Harvey is watching towards monster, and the other one is watching towards short here. You basically play like this on the edge of the sandbags, and you make sure you don't fall off like this here. You want to get into position really quick, and you play in position like this behind the sandbag like this. This is an insane position. The amount of kills I've got from this position is crazy. The exit strategy out of this position is so easy. You just fall off, and now I can re-aggress and I can flash back in, or I can, you know, I can drop my molly in. You know, I can do whatever it is I want to do and re-aggress. I can jump spot this out as well, and I can just really make it difficult for those T's to come on in. It's really strong. You have so much time to get into this position as well, by the way. If you both throw molotovs, if one guy throws this molly at the start of the round, like this, very nice, and if the other guy throws this molotov, so one teammate's throwing that molotov like this, the other guy throws this molotov like this, both of these mollies are burning here, monster and short. You have so much time then, with these on fire, to go get in towards position here, really strong like this, and I can get into position like this. My teammate's watching monster, so I can't be flanked to my left, and I can see anyone coming up this right side of this pillar, like this, and I can see anyone coming around short, because these are the really strong angles, okay? So strong. Because this T side, like, you know, let me very quickly go through the order of angles, okay? The order of angles is the order of angles you're going to check. If I'm coming through this tunnel, like this, the first thing I check is this boost, and I check wide on the boost as well, in case they're boosting on the canister, and they're actually really good, like this. So I always check the boost, then I swing around, and I check this at headshot level, because this is the next reasonable, logical place I'm going to take a gunfight with a CT, okay? So I'm coming through this. This is 1, 2, 3. I'm coming through 4 is the next one in this gap here. This is going to be the next angle that a CT is going to be holding, like this little angle just like this. And then I'm coming around. 5 is going to be the sandbags, and 6 hard in that corner. And you don't need to be counting it like a nerd, but you should just be getting to a point where this is so subconscious. You should just know the timing, so I can run here with my knife out at the start of the round, like this, and I keep going until I hit this, basically here. Now I get my gun out like this, and now I swing. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3, do you know what I mean? And there's 4, like this, and I'm coming around here. Sandbags in the corner, like this. I don't need to check this at the start of the round, because no CT is going to physically get there, unless they've thrown the timing off. That's the whole point of this utility. If a CT is thrown that molotov, and then he does some mad flash peek or something like this, he might then follow that up with a smoke. You know what I mean? And then he's waiting out here. He's waiting for me to come connector, or he's waiting for me to come creeping out like this. Then I need to check. This is the whole point. Utility can throw off the timing. If I'm now stuck behind here, I have no visual. I have no idea. There might even be a CT fucking sat here. They might be like boosting in towards there or something, or they might be here on this corner. They might then be on the boost, or they might be down here. And now I need to be so much more careful as I hard swing and clear this. You just need to be ready to know the difference between checking fast and checking slow. You need to know, do you know what I mean, that there's going to be different angles that you need to take depending on what stage of the round it is. And that same applies to Monster, do you know what I mean? At the start of the round, I'm here so quick, and I can see that no one can physically cross that angle. No CT is going to get here without me seeing them at the start of the round here because I'm coming through here. So for that very reason, I can very quickly keep my gun out and then have my crosshair placed here the whole time because no one's going to be here unless the molotov, unless someone's thrown the timing. This is the whole point. You need to know with game sense like this, if they've thrown this like this, and maybe they've done a pop flash like this in towards the tunnel, like this, and they've maybe smoked it off or something like this, and they might then come spraying through it or something like this. The CT might then be playing really close back up here to listen for utility or really try and catch something off or wait for you to come creeping through the smoke or do something stupid. Plus, being in Monster down here with the CT is not always a bad thing because you'll come out checking this. You'll be checking barrels, this bit, heaven, this corner, back here like this, and they might come around and you'll be down here waiting to play a little naughty angle as you hear them plant on site, and you can go kill them on default. Do you know what I mean? Because you're playing really ratty back here and they've both come in from short, okay? So this is the kind of thing. Naughty stuff. If the CTs have smoked that off, then absolutely I can't just assume that they can only be on the left. I have to check right. But that's all down to game sense. That only comes with time and skill of just playing this game a lot of times. But mainly other than that, you just keep your crosshair here. Always here. This is the first place you're going to take a gunfight. The CT's either going to come swinging at the back like this and do a deep swing with an AWP or a rifle, or if he's got Mag 7, MP9, pistol, 5.7, Deagle, he's going to come down close like this. Either way, both of these angles are both on the same line. They're both together like this, do you know what I mean? So you keep your crosshair here until you get to barrels. And remember what I said? Just above this line, barrels like this, ready to take this gunfight just like this. The next is along the floor like this. Along the floor is going to be the next place you take the gunfight because the CT can be here waiting for your head to come out just like this. This is another good CT position just like this. So you've got barrels, you've got the floor like this. Right side of pillar is the next place you're going to take the gunfight like this, because again, if the CT's jiggling on this pillar just like this, and then you just keep following around. It's an order process of elimination. You're coming around it just like I showed you through this tunnel like this. 1 is the boost, always the boost. 2 is this corner here, 3 in here like this, and you just check this. 4 really quickly. And like I said, in a real game, you'll just be coming in here super fast. You'll flash or something like this. You'll flash like this to blind the boost. You're coming around and you're checking it like this, and you're just doing it very quickly, very naturally, and then that's it. Now I'm ready. Now I'm ready to throw util. I can smoke bridge. I can molotov the ramp. You know, whatever it is, whatever setup it is I want to go for, something like this. I can set up util like this and work my way in towards site now. Start working my way in like this, and start checking these angles and all this kind of stuff. Use that util to start working my way in, okay? So think about the order of angles, and the same said for Monster here. We're looking here, we're getting ready to check barrels, always at the head height, just like towards this, along the floor, the right side of the pillar, then it's left side of the pillar, like this. Then you're looking for the wall along the back and boost. You're always being careful of the boost. The boost for a T, you're looking for this light bit of concrete that's lit up, illuminated by the sun. Okay, that's where I'm going to be looking. And that's where you need to get used to pre-fire and have a look. And again, if you want reference, it's not too far off being above this line, just like this. Do you know what I mean? And now getting ready to take that boost. Again, think of game sense. If I've just taken a fight with a T here, with a CT here or here, I don't need to check boost because they need 2 people to boost that. If I've just seen one here, I don't need to look at this. Do you know what I mean? However, if I've come out of Monster here, no one's here, no one's here, no one's here, no one's on this pillar, no one's challenged me. I'm literally out here and I've seen nobody here. Either there's a rat sat here, really patient, or something like this, just waiting off the angle for me to creep up, and they're maybe on an eco or a force or something like this, or they're boosted and they're doing something really naughty at the back. And I need to get ready to check this as well. Don't take a bad pathway as well. Don't take this wide route. I'm open to so many swings here like this. Now, someone could swing me from graffiti, from short, from left or right side of pillar, from water, from heaven, from barrels. Look how many swings I'm open to here. My pathway, my route should be clinging to the cover and get cover to cover as much as I can. I'm staying close to this cover, so I'm checking barrels and I'm checking water like this, and I'm checking this, and I'm checking the boost, and I'm checking all around here, coming around, and I'm using this pillar to cover me from heaven. If I come out here, I'm open to heaven as well as graffiti, as well as water, as well as short. If I stay close to this, I'm covered from heaven. I'm using that pillar against it so I can check into this corner, make sure there's no CT here, and I can cling on to this here and make sure there's no CTs ratting around in any corner. Make sure that water looks pretty clear like this, and I can make sure the graffiti is pretty clear. Do you know what I mean? I can jump spot if I want to make sure that this angle, like back here, CT is clear. Do you know what I mean? If there's going to be a guy back here, I can jump spot over top of that. All those kind of things before I deal with heaven. And I may not even want to be bothered to deal with heaven because I can just smoke up here. I can maybe molotov this just on the fly, ad hoc, and I can get a crazy plant off then up towards here. Do you know what I mean? This will stop someone pushing. The smoke will stop heaven seeing, and the only way that they can do is then come on around the right-hand side here to try and contest it. But if I've got my teammate up here with me whilst I'm planting, they're going to be able to cover me because this is burning and all that kind of stuff. If you're looking for just some on-the-fly utility, then smoke this and molotov this, only leaving these two open. This is good. Do you know what I mean? The CTs can't come pushing. The only thing they can do is push there or come through here. If they're crazy, they should push through the smoke like this. And again, this is the decision making will set you apart at the higher level. Do you know what I mean? So many CTs will be faced with this dilemma. They'll see this dilemma and they know they can't be pushing. They'll either come jumping on top of here, to which there's no cover on top of here. If this guy's planting and I'm covering Harvey while he's planting the bomb, there's no cover. As soon as he jumps up there, he's dead. As soon as he comes around this thing, he's dead. Do you know what I mean? And I'm covering the flank around here and all this kind of stuff. So the only way to deal with T-side utility if it's coming out and stuff like this, that's a really good T-side setup, is to maybe go through the smoke. Do you know what I mean? Jump over, get through the smoke and stuff like this, and then get the kill on this guy who's covering the bomb planter, or spray through default or something like this, and play in towards the smoke and make it really, really nasty or something like this. It depends what kind of play. Or you just let them plant and play for a retake, depending on what your teammate's doing. Do you know what I mean? So those are all the kind of things, the split decision making that you're going to have to make at the high level, just to really make sure that you're hitting it right. I think we talked about all the order of angles. We talked about coming through. I showed you CT nutty positions #1, and that ties into the order of angles again. You know when I said about coming out here, and you've got 1, you come around here, you've got 2, you've got 3, 4, 5, 6, you're coming around here. The next angles you're taking, the first one here is on this corner, like this. Remember, this wood is wall bangable, so if I spot a CT here, carry on your spray through the wood. Look at that, my bullets all go through to jail. Spot this guy out and spray him through this wood. You're still going to do loads of damage, okay? So you'll literally just spot him out. Feel free to spray him out. Then you're checking the right side of pillar. You're checking left side of pillar. That's a nasty, nasty, nasty angle. Okay, this one here. If there's a CT playing this side of the pillar and they can just spot your head like this and just reveal a little bit, their body is covered by this bit of the stone here. So they're just showing you their head. And it's really, really nasty. So that's a horrible angle as well. So when you're coming around here, you're checking this angle first, like this. You're checking around here, and then you're checking around here. The whole point is CT side boosting and stuff like this is you want to give a funky, different angle. You don't play standard spots like this. So make sure as well, you know how I said we're down here, don't take a bad path in. Take a good path in, like this, up like this, which gets me up to sight, which gets me up to hold and play on default or play wide here. This is a good place to plant the bomb, only if I've got it smoked. And if I've got this molotov. This is a good place to plant the bomb because it's easier here. If the bomb is planted there, then it's so much easier to play a post plant here because I can just jiggle it out. Do you know what I mean? I can just literally just wig out the CT who's trying to tap the bomb. A CT trying to tap this bomb and trying to take this fight. You're tapping the bomb and taking this fight. It's a freaking nightmare. And same thing again, if the bomb is planted here and I'm CT side just trying to tap the bomb, something like this, the T down here can just wallbang this. Look at this, the bullets go through, So he can literally just sit down here in safety, wait for me to tap the bomb noise, the bullets are just going to start fucking flying through this, and it's going to be a flipping disaster. T-side, definitely, default has a time and place. Default is a good place to plant, but there are so many ways to deal with default. This is a so much better place to plant the bomb. If you start to plant there, this guy up here now suddenly can't just spam you. He can't interrupt the plant at all, and only really if he comes up here can he deal and disrupt the plant by coming through something like this. And it's again, it's knowing those tips and tricks and knowing how to deal with it. If the T side are planting the bomb like this, and it's knowing what to do. If I'm CT side and I've been pushed off, I just know then I can see the right side of the pillar. I need to disrupt that plant by doing something like this and spraying through this bit of the wood. These are what I mean about decision making. Do you know what I mean? It's this kind of stuff like this, not being freaked out by the util. I know where they're trying to plant like this. You know, that's if they're trying to plant off the site here, or if they're not trying to go for default and all that kind of stuff. Those are the few little tips and tricks, but planting here, if you can get away with it, do you know what I mean? If you can just do it on the fly like this, just smoke off this little bit, absolutely get away with trying to get a naughty little plant off. Really, really good. I'm safe from the ramp, I'm safe from heaven, and this is such a nice little place to plant the bomb. Now, order of angles, that's what I was talking about here, coming around here. This is why the whole place is staying on sandbags and stuff like this. You're coming on around here. The next order is stuff like this. You're checking this, you're checking this, you're checking this, you're checking this. Now, I can step wide and check barrels, but I'm open to 2 angles at once. So what I said about playing 2 angles, don't take a bad pathing around here. Sometimes you want to stay close to cover like this, so that I can check this first. And then if I know that that's clear, then maybe I can step back and then I can check barrels and stuff like this. But you should have barrels burning. You should have already dealt with barrels with just an easy molotov. Do you know what I mean? It's such an easy molotov. You shouldn't have to worry about barrels. So that when I'm coming out of here and I'm checking this and this, this is why sandbags is the next thing. So many T's will come out and check this, this, and they'll come on around to look at heaven or on top of this box or up on the boost and all this kind of stuff. So many people will not predict this spot here. This is why I was showing it to you, because it's an absolute Donny spot. Donatello, mate. But like I said, it can get awkward to get into. You just kind of got to hit on top of the sandbag and get on towards this and look back in towards the wall to get in towards here. So many T's will check this. They'll see it's clear. They'll swing and you'll just get the kill because they're just not ready to come around, deal with this, look at this. Their next spot isn't here unless you're sweaty and unless you factor it in. And this is what I'm showing you. You should be drilling in your head where I should be looking so that you don't get caught out positions like that. So you should be going methodically. 1, 2, 3, down to here, 4, checking the barrels, 5, checking down towards here. Next should be sandbags. Next should be the angle at the back here. This is another angle at the back here. I can't tell you how good this position is as well. CT side can jump up on towards this pillar and they can play on the back here. This is another insane angle to watch down towards monster and to see in towards short. And again, they're just going to be able to just start nailing you. So many times you come out here, you check this, you check this, you check this, you come across it, you go up heaven. You don't expect a CT down towards this angle, and it's such a strong position. If you're looking for strange places to play because you're getting nailed off by high level utility, then absolutely, because I mean, what are you going to do if CT side, you know, if they leave themselves a load of grenades and they start throwing themselves a load of grenades and utility and stuff like this, if they start throwing smokes like this, they start throwing then the molotovs in for themselves like this. What are you going to do if CT side and if you're in a Wingman ranked tournament, you start seeing this shit? What are you going to do? You're going to have to find different places. You're going to have to find different places to play, which let you see something else or something different to deal with these kind of plays or how to cope with them, you know, and all that kind of stuff. So that's the kind of things you need to deal with. You have to think about it. You come around here, you're checking this, this, and this. Then you check sandbags, you check this down towards here. You check on top of this box. Always check on top of this box because literally on top of this box like this is where they can play and they can see in towards short. So you always check on top of this box like this. Then you check heaven like this. Always at the back of heaven up around here. You come on around, you check the boost, and you check this angle back here. This is literally another good... I'm just showing you good CT positions and I'm showing you where you should be looking to counter them. That's all I'm doing at this point in the video. But like this is another good CT position. If you're playing down here, get up on the back ledge, like this, because I can't see monster here, where if I just jump up here, like literally, whoop, I can see monster. So I see so many CTs make this mistake where they're looking here, but they don't have a fucking clue what's going on monster, and they can't see if they're being flanked the left side of the pillar. Just get up on the back ledge, literally. Now I can see anyone over here, so I can see if they're going along down towards jail, and I can still get control of short. And the exit strategy, it's just down. It's so easy. It's so safe. Do you know what I mean? And you can play anywhere along this ledge, so you're not really going to be pre-fireable in a position, because I can be fucking anywhere along here, and that's what makes it good position, because I could be there, or I could be there, or I could be there, or I could be over there, or I could be more, or I could be here. Look at this. I can be anywhere along this wall. You know what I mean? I could be playing on this wall up here, playing a really good angle in towards this angle like this, and I can see it towards short. You know, play anywhere along this, and any variation of this is going to give you such good stuff. And exit strategy is so easy because I can just get out towards it here. But remember, to get on top of this pillar like this, the pipe, you jump, and you just land on front of it. You can go on towards the next one as well. This will make it even more weird. This will be a very, very weird off-angle position, but they're very good positions to get in to watch these kind of angles just like towards this like this. You can't jump up. Like CSGO, you used to be able to jump up like this, but you can't do it now. You just roll off. So the only way to do it is you jump on the top like this, yeet across, bomb, you're straight in, bop. Very, very good angles. These are good CT positions I'm showing you. Crazy boosts. Let me show you some other crazy boosts as well. You can, as CT side, boost up here if you're trying to get the connector player. If they keep going through connector, you can do it, but this boost does nothing other than put you at massive risk to these positions because you can't see water, you can't see this, but only deals with connector. I wouldn't massively recommend it. This is stupid. The better way to deal with connector is just on top of this bar here. You can jump spot it. Just stand on top of this railing. I can jump spot this here, and as soon as I jump spot it, line it up, and I can just basically nail anyone then coming through this here. Do you know what I mean? I can just line it up. And same thing here. I can easily wait and see if the T side are boosting. Do you know what I mean? I can just wait and see like this, and that's going to be so good. If you're looking for a return wall bang as well, a wall bang in towards short, where you threw the Stewie 2K flashbang like this, you stand in the same place, roughly in the middle of this wall, middle of this rectangle, just like this, in the middle, but just kind of down just a little bit like this. You start spraying through. You're going to do damage onto anyone that's in short, okay? Any CT who's holding the angle or is coming down for a look like this, you're going to catch them, and that's going to be another really, really good wall bang. Sometimes that's really good if you're coming down here like this, and you're going to wait for the flash like this, and then you can always just literally get to the corner, just start wall banging before you open the door like this. Or if you open the door and you spot one there, you can again get into this corner. It just helps you deal with this guy so much better. And that's why I said about not just opening up the door and running through, because I would rather open up the door, spot a guy out, and get back in towards position here, and just start the wall banging here. And like I said, I can jump spot him out again. I can flash in for myself like this, and I can just try and make this a winnable gunfight instead of going out here for a win or die situation. So don't do this retarded boost. This is absolutely crazy. Don't do that. Don't let anyone convince you that's a good idea. But instead, jump spot. If you're trying to get the connector guy, try and get the connector guy like this, or do the strat like I showed you about dealing with connector from this position. Do you know what I mean? This would be the best way to deal with connector, where I throw this, and then I'm up, and then that is how I would deal with connector, or deal with this position as well, and I play really, really far off like this. Those are the ways to get control of water. Don't be doing anything else. But in terms of another crazy boost, if you've got 5.7s or something like this, this is a pretty funky boost like this. Now, it involves me getting on top of Harvey's head. Harvey, stand up. And we can do something a little bit nutty like this. And now this is a funky boost because Harvey isn't visible here. So you remember I just said about normal angles. When I'm coming around here, I'm checking this, I'm checking this, checking this, I'm checking this, like this. I'm checking this. The CT isn't here, he's up here. That's a fucking wild boost. And sometimes if you're looking for a cool boost, this is like a nice little CT tower. Harvey's looking down towards Monster. And again, so many times they won't expect it. They'll come checking all this, this, and this. And they won't expect this up close, a double CT tower. Do you know what I mean? And that's going to be really, really funky. So this is another cool place to play, just kind of on this line, just like this, and you can boost down here, and we can both watch down towards here. I wouldn't do this on a buy round. I would do this if we got nothing to lose. We don't need to just push his CT side whenever we're in a 5.7. Do you know what I mean? You know, you can think up, be creative, come up with something like this, and this with a 5.7 or something like this. You know what I mean? I could just wait for them to come up towards this little angle, and I can just get that kill. As soon as I see him come up towards here, like I say, get these little orange things out of my way. But I can see short here. I can see it, or I can even jiggle it around like this. You know what I mean? And as soon as I get around here, that angle is vile. It's fucking disgusting. Because the guy's going to come around here and going to have to fucking try and hit the weirdest fucking transfer of his life to get you up there. So it's a very nice thing. And on this boost, you can see the T side boosting over here. So just don't forget, guys, this is a very, very common T side boost. You can stand up here like this, and I can see barrels, I can see heaven, I can see the CT boost here, I can see the left side of pillar, I can see the edge of this box here as well. You remember I said about playing on this box like this, and I can see down in towards short here. I can play a weird funny angle down towards this here. That boost as well lets me see it. Okay, so very, very, very strong positions. And going back to your order of angles, you know, like I said, you should be checking here, checking barrels, checking the floor, checking the right side of pillar, checking the left side of pillar. Don't forget to discount close. You need to be able to think of close. The boost and stuff around here, you come around, you always need to be ready to check close like this, because there'll be a guy around here. Do you know what I mean? It's going to be very, very funky. And your shadow shows first. He's going to know you're coming before he sees you coming. Let me put the bot here so you can see. As the bot comes around this corner, I can see his shadow coming. This is nuts, because like I said, if we're doing that tower, or if we've got one guy playing here, I know he's coming. I can see his shadow like this. So as soon as he comes around, bang, or I can swing him really unexpected, and I can just go on the timing and do something like this, okay? So always be mindful, if you're coming through Monster slowly and you're checking all these really methodically, it's best to maybe have a flashbang or something else, or someone throws a flash for you, do you know what I mean, like this. Because then you punish the CT who's seeing this shadow, or something like this. Oh my gosh, get out of here, bro. The CT who's watching your shadow like this needs to be able to flash. And you need to make sure you get a flash deep enough that it's actually going to blind him. So maybe the best way to do it is just over the top, like this. That would be the flash I would throw if I've got a teammate doing this. Flash comes in. There we go, and that's going to blind that guy. Do you know what I mean? You need to get used to throwing good flashes and stuff like that for each other. Either that, or you throw it for yourself. You can either throw it yourself like this, or you can throw it yourself like this. You know what I mean? You can check this kind of stuff like this, and that's going to be really, really good, because he's not going to really be able to see your shadow coming out, because the flash is coming like this. He's going to have to turn, by which point you've swung and you've got the kill. Okay, so don't be afraid to do that kind of stuff to deal with him, because you're always going to be at a disadvantage coming through this corner here, because my shadow is going to peek around very slowly. Be so careful slow peeking this corner like this, because one, if there's an AWP with the boost, don't slow peek the AWP. Two, if there's a guy close here, he sees you coming way before you do. So either you can just do this, or you can just start pre-firing him like this, you know, and just whatever you need to do to deal with that close corner, or, you know, like I said, you can flash or something. Do you know what I mean? And do something like this, where your flash is just going to come out of nowhere. And do you know what I mean? That's going to be very, very difficult to deal with. Okay, I think before we start some utility, I've shown you all the nutty places and stuff like this you can play. And, you know, we talked about the angles and stuff like this when you're coming out. And it's no different when you're coming out towards this. I've shown you the naughty angles you need to check. You know, the left side of the pillar, down towards this angle here. You're checking towards barrels. You're checking sandbags. You're checking the little pipe at the back. Before you check this up here, you check heaven. You check the boost up here. You check this back here. You check CT as well. And if this is ever smoked like this, you can still pre-fire CT. Do you know what I mean? So CT is just in line with this structure. You see where the sun lights up this structure, just like this? They're just going to be there. Do you know what I mean? Like, literally, I can line that up through the smoke like this. So even if it's smoked and I come in like this, I can just jump spot it like this. And I can spam lower CT like this at headshot level, and he's going to literally think I'm hacking, because it's like, what the fuck? That is going to be absolutely crazy. So that's a good way to do it as well. Do you know what I mean? So if, you know, if we're throwing the bridge smoke, we're getting in the ramp molotov, we're maybe getting a flash in and all this kind of stuff. We're flashing in on towards these corners and stuff like this. We're pushing in, we're checking everything. I can still jump spot and know the lower CT is going to be here. It's going to be right there as I'm wallbanging that, and he's going to be like, what the fuck is this? It's going to be crazy. So know your wallbangs as well. And same thing with game sense. If I've seen no one here, no one here, no one here, no one here, they could only be behind my smoke, back down towards here or here or something like this. Just start spraying through the smoke. Do you know what I mean? Just use your game sense. Use it as a process of elimination. You know, we're working our way in towards like this. We're checking all these angles and all this kind of stuff like this. If I've seen no one, no one's challenging me, and I've even come out as far as swinging this and no one's challenging me, then spray this smoke like this. Have a look through here and just start spamming it. You might catch a guy waiting with a 5.7 or a mag 7 behind this or something like this, and you're going to spray him through the smoke, and he's going to be like, yeah, fucking sure, all right, hacker. You know, I mean, it's going to be, because I've got it so many times. I'm only telling you to do this because I literally get so many kills by just throwing a bridge smoke like this, coming out, and the CTs, for some stupid reason, seem to think the best idea is to sit behind it. Do you know what I mean? And where they're just going to get fucking destroyed by it. So all those kind of things. One more thing I want to say, so many people always forget to check, is the lower angle like this. We checked all of this. We checked around towards this. Don't let your gun model cover the most important angle, this here. Don't forget to check this angle. So many people forget to check that round the corner. I've been killed by it so many times. The CTs can just watch here. Look at this, it's going to catch me right at my freaking head level as soon as I come on. If I come slow peeking around here, checking this, and I'm all being very quiet, you need to make sure that you do not get caught out by missing that angle. So you just drill into your fucking head every single time. As I'm coming out here, I'm looking, boost around here, I'm looking, this headshot angle, sandbags around here, deep in towards the corner, in towards this corner, right side of the pillar, left side of the pillar, down towards here. I'm checking barrels and stuff like this. I'm moving around, I'm checking sandbag, I'm checking the pipe, I'm checking the box, I'm checking up in towards heaven, close on towards the box, this angle at the back, and the boost and stuff back here. I'm checking CT doorway, I'm checking up close, in towards graffiti, and I'm checking down towards here as well. So many angles, and I'm not literally counting this out of my head, but it just will get natural. You shouldn't just be like looking at the fucking floor, or looking at this bit of wood just like this, coming in towards here. Don't be a fucking bot, and don't come peeking this like this when you have no idea if this is clear. You need to check it one at a time, two at a time, three at a time. Do you know what I mean? And I'm checking all of this one by one, and then as soon as I find one, then I get ready and I can deal with him, and I can throw utility, and I can do something to force the guy off the angle where I don't want him to be. This is it. I think I'm almost ready to do utility. Utility is like almost one of the last things I like to do. One more thing, CT side, is if you're going to go for, you know, for flash peaks, you can do, I wouldn't do them on buy rounds. If I'm like 5.7 eco and stuff and I'm doing a rush tactic, absolutely. The way to do the monster one is where the cross meets here on the floor like this. You can just bounce it off the floor like this, bang and flash. This is very, very good and stuff like this. You know what I mean? That's going to do huge, huge damage. Anyone in this tunnel. And if you're dealing against this stuff, you have to just not rush. Do you know what I mean? That's the perfect strat to deal with T's who are rushing, because what you can do is you can go for that flash peek and you can get your other teammate to throw the molotov after you've peeked. So you throw the flash peek like this, and then the molotov comes in shortly afterwards. So you can go for a tiny, tiny little peek. It's going to pop flash, you're going to peek, maybe get a couple of kills or something like this, and then the molotov lands like this shortly afterwards, and just make it really, really difficult for them, and all that kind of stuff. But the fast flash like this here is so, so strong. And it gets so many kills. Any T's who come rushing like this through this tunnel just get completely fucking wrecked by that. Either that, or you can flash in front of it like this. You can flash like that, turn away from it like this. That's another really, really good one. Again, anyone in this tunnel just gets fucking ruined by that. There's no warning that it's coming. It's just so, so powerful. Or I would flash behind myself like this. So I can either throw this molotov like this, and then I just flash off this behind myself, and then I can swing like that. So, do you know what I mean? So as I swing in the flames here, the flash comes in behind it, and it's also going to blind, you know what I mean? But this is the whole point of having good crosshair placement. So as I go blind, I'm holding that down. So if he comes for a swing, he's going to take a lot of damage, and I might get myself a flash kill, do you know what I mean? But you need to be able to deal with those fast flash plays. And the other one I showed you for the CT side, you just bounce it off this lip, just like this here. Off the lip, turn away, and that's going to be the flash that lets you check in towards this tunnel like this. And again, anyone in this tunnel is absolutely wrecked by that flashbang. It's so, so, so important. You should know your flash checks, you should know your flash peaks and stuff like this. When you're coming in towards sight and stuff like this, if you're coming in towards water like this, never come through this bit without a flash. Do you know what I mean? Just loosey-goosey. Either my teammate throws a flash in for me, just over the top, just throw it over the top, because the whole point is it will deal with this boost. If the CTs are boosted here like this, and they're just literally presenting just the tip of their head like this, they're watching this angle like this, your flash comes in and it's going to blind them, and they're often then going to have to dismantle the boost. Do you know what I mean? They're going to have to break it down and fall apart. Do you know what I mean? So that you have to flash like this. If you have no teammates, so you basically, Harvey wants to throw that as I'm in this tunnel like this. Harvey throws it in now. It pops, and now I'm ready to take the swing just like this. So it's really good. So just as you go into the tunnel, Harvey, throw the flash, and it just like that. And it pops overhead and deals with that. That deals with any CT coming close as well. Any CT holding this angle like this, that's the flash that's going to force him off the angle. Do you know what I mean? There are so many ways to deal with CTs going for those fast peaks. You either throw the fast molotov that I showed you at the start of the video, or you throw those flashbangs. And if you haven't got any friends or something like to throw those flashbangs, then literally you can just self-throw one as well, just with a jump right click and stuff like that over the top, and that's going to blind everyone that's on towards this corner as well. Okay, so anyone who's holding that, you throw that flashbang in for yourself. So important you throw them. Flashbangs in from Monster like this, you can just stand here with the light meets the shade, and you can throw a flash in over the top like that. That's really good for peeking this player here. If there's an AWPer or a CT rifler or anyone like this holding this angle, your flash is going to come over and it's going to blind them, okay? That's going to be really, really important. It also blinds anyone holding the barrels position as well. That lets you peek barrels. Really, really good flash. So Harvey can basically throw that for me. Like this, as I go in towards the tunnel. He can throw a flash like this. I can swing it. And if he's got a second one like this, he can throw another flash. And I can come on round and get ready to take this peek here, because these flashes are going to be really, really, really funky, really good. You should use those flashes, and definitely, and like I said, in any CT position you've got, you can flash back into it. If I want to flash short, I can just flash forward like this, swing on round, and all that kind of stuff. Because again, as a T is checking all these angles and stuff like this, these flash comes in, and it's just going to drop in and just completely undo all the checks they did. Because on that flash, I might want to throw this flash like this, come on round, and I might want to then quickly get into a position that I thought that they checked. They've checked this. They've come on round, they've checked it like this, and they've lost the visual, and now I can reposition, and what they thought they'd already checked, now I might re-swing from over here or something like this. Do you know what I mean? And I'm going to be on a completely different angle that they're not going to expect, and it's going to be incredibly weird. Very, very, very weird. Last few things, grenades, big grenades. You should definitely know a few trick grenades and stuff that are going to land on key positions. For T side, this one here lands on towards barrels. You see the left-hand side of the pillar like this, just look at the floor, run forward, jump left click throw, that's going to give you a nice nade that lands on towards barrels. Any guy who's playing on towards this position like this is just going to fully eat a grenade that gets sent over. Again, to deal with the boost like this, if there are CTs boosted on towards this position, before you actually run through, you can actually throw a grenade as well. If you kind of stand here with the light meets the shade, you want to full send it over this bit of wood like this, run forward, jump left click throw, and it's going to go over, and it's going to land right on the boost as well. That's really, really important grenades that are going to deal with those CT boosts. If you start seeing the CTs blowing open this door, and they're starting to check this, and they've got this mollied and stuff, you're waiting behind the molly anyway, so you may as well get those grenades in. Like I said, kind of line it up with the kind of the second rung down. As long as you send it over that wood like this, run forward and get the jump left click throw, you're going to get a nade that lands straight onto the guy who's boosting onto his face. Really, really, really damaging kind of stuff. Lastly, but not least, are going to be smoke grenades. There's a few smoke grenades, and the best smoke grenades, the best smoke you should always throw is going to be bridge. You should always throw the bridge smoke like this. So you just stand here, you walk into this corner where you can't walk any more forward, and you see this chimney, and you go up until you hit the tram line, this like electric line just like this. Left click throw, it's going to bounce off there, and it's going to land right in towards the middle here. That basically lets you out. And you can come on out now and you can check all this kind of stuff. And as you're checking everything here, this is all smoked, so I don't have to be open to all these angles. Lets me get across if I want to plant to default or something like this, okay? Really, really important smoke. There's a second smoke that you can go with it if you get a teammate to leave you a smoke like this on the side, so that I can instant pick one up like this. Very, very easy to leave smoke grenades for each other, and then he can go off and do something else. Basically, the second smoke you want to do then, if you've got two, is halfway between this point and this point, right in the middle of the brick, left click throw, and that's going to land on towards this bit of the site, just like this here. Now that's going to smoke off that side of the site, and that's going to smoke off the heaven player, and it's going to smoke off the ramp player. It's going to be super, super, super effective. So both of these together, like I said, you get a teammate and stuff like this to leave you a smoke grenade. I can stand here and I can instantly pick up one smoke and throw the other. So I throw bridge, and then I throw site. You know, and then I can follow it up with loads of other things. I can throw in molotovs all over different places, you know what I mean? I can throw molotovs that land here and here and really, really get a really sweaty setup going. And now we can plant it wide even if we want to, because the only place they can swing me from is on top of this here, because this is all burning, do you know what I mean? But these are very, very good smoke screens. And for CT side, they're incredibly, incredibly difficult to deal with. Don't do this. Don't jump across the middle here, because there's no cover up here, and you're going to be very, very easy to spot and kill on top of that smoke screen and stuff like this. But that's how you set up the smoke screens. Perfect smoke screens to get yourself onto site. Like I said, leave a smoke here for your teammate, pick up two smokes like this together, one person throw bridge, throw sight, straight in towards there. You can follow it up with molotovs, then throw in your flashbangs. Whatever it is, we come on in straight in towards this. We're checking barrels, we can plant wide, we can plant in default, whatever it is we want to do. We can maybe plant a little bit off of default if we're scared of a wallbang or something like this, so that we don't get absolutely nutted straight through the thing. Those are going to be the ways to do it, the best ways to do it. I'm going to end the round and restart this round very, very quickly, and then we're going to be able to carry on. Cool. To throw the same smoke strat from canal, you just stand here, basically, where the light meets the shade. You just stand on towards this line. The one for bridge, you just look at this diagonal line, and as soon as it disappears behind the concrete, you just left-click throw. That goes over, and it's going to land on bridge. That's really good for smoking out a teammate, who can then come on out, and he can help you by pushing short whilst you push in through monster. Do you know what I mean? And we've got this smoked here, and this stops me having to worry about this weird gunfight here with graffiti all the way back here. So that bridge smoke is absolutely what you should be throwing all the time. It's really, really, really important, and you should be getting it done as much. So you either throw it from bridge, just like this, or you throw for bridge, just like this. Light meets the shade, diagonal line, disappears, left click throw. You definitely should be placing the smoke here. And if not, you can basically just throw it a little bit on the fly. Do you know what I mean? Like if you're up close like this, you can just look at the Jenny, up, left click throw. That'll do the same thing. That'll land you nice and close. Or if you're kind of just like literally cleaning out the angles and you're kind of just throwing one completely ad hoc like this, you come around, you're checking the angles, you can just bounce one off like this. And then you can activate really, really fast off of it. Okay, so there's 4 different ways to throw the bridge smoke. It's the most important smoke. The other one, the sight smoke thrown from monster out here, is basically you stand here, same place again, and what you want to do is get a teammate to leave you a smoke like this. Very easy to do at the start of the round. Do you know what I mean? If the T side are throwing mollies and all this kind of nonsense anyway, T side, they might be doing this at the start of the round. They're coming down here. By the way, if you jump and land in the water, you take no full damage, okay? If I land on the dirt, I'm going to take loads of damage. You don't want to be doing that. That's 1/5 of my health gone straight away at the start of the round. So CT side, you always jump and land towards the water, and then to molotov monster, you just follow this line, left click throw, like this. If the CT side are throwing all of that kind of stuff anyway, then we're going to have plenty of time to drop my nade for a teammate like this, and I can carry on. I can do whatever it is I want then. My teammate's now got 2 smoke grenades. He can flash for me through that tunnel like that. Do you know what I mean? I can drop my smoke for him. He can throw the flash in for me like this. And now we can clear in towards short. He's got 2 smoke grenades, and he can set us up straight in towards sight for a play later on towards the round. Do you know what I mean? It's very, very, very nice. And what you can do, like I said, you show the bridge smoke like this, where the diagonal line disappears. The other one, you look at the back. You see these little like rectangle battlements like this on towards the overpass. As soon as it disappears in line, with the telephone pole like this. So you follow this telephone pole down until it just kind of reaches the edge of the battlement, just like this. Just do it with the creek, just like this. That's the best way to do it. Okay. And you just look there, and you left click throw. That should then go over, and it will land here. Very nice, and that will give you the second smoke of that setup. It's so good at denying the heaven peak. Do you know what I mean? It's so good at just stopping heaven from being able to see anything. You get 2 smokes here. One guy literally sets these up super easy like this, and he can flash himself out. Wait for it to pop. He can swing on route out then. Do you know what I mean? He can do anything like this. These smokes come in and they just smoke off these positions back here. It forces the CTs to come and play down on towards this ramp, of which it's so many ways to deal with those ramp positions. You know what I mean? He can easily then, we can throw molotovs in towards barrels, and we can burn off these positions, and we can make it very difficult. With barrels burning, we can then throw the molotov then straight on towards the fly, down towards this ramp, and just keep pushing those CTs back. So those are the double smoke screens. So you either throw it bridge, sight, 2 ways like this, and they land together. Super nice. Or you throw them from the same place, down where the light meets the shade here, where the line disappears at the back of this little rectangle, and that's it. Same thing again, and you get double smoke screens. They're going to be so powerful, and so many CTs will respond by doing this. Like I said, there's no cover, and you'll be able to get away with planting here on the edge, out of the smoke here, which will be so much better. Don't be afraid, if you have the molotov, like I said, to just drop it on the ramp there and stop them from pushing up. That's going to be super powerful. The only other smoke strat I want to show you is 2 smokes that land here and here. You're not really going to use them, maybe on pistol round or something like this, or if they've got an AWPer that's always playing in heaven, you can absolutely capitalize on that as well. So you stand in the same place you threw these 2 smokes from, like I said, bridge, sight, but instead you're going to be throwing it in towards heaven like this, halfway down this kind of telephone pole like this. You left click throw, and that's going to go over, and that's going to smoke off heaven. And the other one, it's going to land here in the towards the middle as well. Very juicy. So same again, you're going to need your teammate to leave you 2 smokes, and I can pick it up straight away. And I just want to look, you see this light patch of on the concrete where it's clean and not so dirty like this, not so moldy. You just want to look at the light clean patch up into the line like this. Then you basically want to left click throw. It'll bounce twice like this. It will go ping, and it will land in towards the middle like this. And that'll be very good, because it will stop them from seeing around here. They won't be able to see really much around this at all. And those 2 smokes will give you like a further back smoke screen like this. So instead, they go and land up towards like this. This one smokes back up here, this one smokes back up there, and this is going to be much better. It's smoking off far back here, smoking off these 2 angles, but it does leave all this round here for the CTs to play around. You know what I mean? So it gives them so much more space. So it's good at punishing CTs who are playing far at the back. It totally depends on where you're seeing the CTs. If the CTs are playing up close, or you know, towards these angles or in water, you need to smoke sight. If the CTs are constantly scared of you, and they're constantly playing back here, or back in towards graffiti, or up in towards heaven, then maybe bring up these 2 far back smokes ones. But I would always prefer, if I had the choice, I would always smoke off these here and get the molotovs in. That would be your ideal setup to get yourself in towards this site. Molotov will be the last one I very show you now, and this is the ramp molotov. You've seen me probably throw it about 30 times in this video without explaining it. The ramp molotov, you stand here at the top of this hill, and then you stand kind of in line with this middle bit like this, and you kind of just look at the left side of this kind of rectangle battlement, and you just go down to where it meets the light meets the shade. Just along this line, left click throw, it's going to go over and it's going to land on ramp every single time. It's probably the most important molotov of this whole map. Any CT watching this, he has no warning that that's coming. It comes in over above and it just sets fire to his feet. Absolute barbecue town. And so you just want it to just be so good. You always pair it with the bridge smoke, do you know what I mean? Because that will then give you such a good way in towards sight. The smoke lands, this pops in, and then you'll have such an easier time of it getting in towards sight, knowing that this is all mollied and they can't swing you from here. It's just going to give you so many more options to swing heaven and come around here and come on around and come get a plant in towards default. Okay, very good. If anything, if you're not playing, like if you're playing as a duo and you're like not speaking to each other, that is definitely the utility you want to be doing. If you're just on your own and you're just soloing Wingman, then you should always be doing bridge smoke, ramp molly, and then you can just flash yourself in. Wait for it to pop like this, and then you can come around and just start working your way in towards the site. That will just open it up so much easier for you, and it's going to make the CT side work so much harder for their rounds like this, because it's going to just make it really difficult if they come around and play here. This is a kind of good place as well, after you've planted the bombs, stuff like this, if you want to check the lower CT door, this is a pretty funky angle as well, because then I can just play at the side of this like this. Very funky. Super nice. I think in terms of CT boosts as well, you can do weird boosts as well. Like sometimes, like this, a weird boost here might also work. But like I said, the weird boosts sometimes are the best ones, you know, and you can easily then do something like this, you know, you can easily come around and check short or something, and you can just check these kind of things. Very, very easy to kind of like switch up between these positions and just kind of get information, do you know what I mean? And just have a little look and just see what's happening. Because all these kind of weird positions down here are helpful because you don't get spotted by the T-side boost. You also don't get done by the T-side utility, do you know what I mean? If the T-side are throwing in all this kind of stuff, you're not going to get hit by it by playing weird positions. And like I said, if we're down towards here, then we can get up on towards sight very, very easily, and I can disrupt this play very, very strange. You can come in from a very, very strange position. This is why sometimes the strange boosts really, really work. Because if the T-side are throwing in all of this kind of stuff, you know, I can be here and I can just get up in towards this smoke and really, really creep out of nowhere and really mess up this plan, because the last thing they're going to expect is a guy to be coming in through the smoke or something like this. So it's going to be very, very good. This is why you should be playing together, thinking about where you should be playing as a team. The last Molotov is going to be the Molotov for barrels towards here. You stand in the same place you threw the ramp Molotov. There's the ramp Molotov. You throw it on the top left corner of this little square like this. Top left corner of the square, take a step forward, left click throw. That's going to be the Molotov that lands on towards barrels. Very, very, very easy. Last little few tips and tricks now. If the CT side smoke off short, if the CT side is stupid enough to do this, this is a very, very bad CT smoke. This is no good. The first thing, if the CT smoke this, one, it signifies that no CT is playing in front of it, because no CT is going to be stupid enough to smoke himself off the site where he's untradeable. Do you know what I mean? So as soon as I see this here, this is clear. You know, I'm still going to check it, but this is clear, and it means the CTs are behind it. So you need to think of like, what is your smoke saying? And if it's going to be saying this is the line in the sand that we're drawing, that we're not playing in front of it, you need to be throwing it way, way, way deeper then. You know what I mean? You need to be throwing it like this, and it needs to be landing like down towards here, and then that's where you need to be smoking like this, because now when I come on round this T side like this, the CT side could be anywhere behind this. They could be behind this, or they could be boosted. They could be playing up close and towards behind it, where they're going to be waiting for something like this. This is way more scary as T side to see this smoke, because I don't know how close the CTs are. I could still maybe try wallbang in towards the corner. You can see where the line is here. I would always still wallbang and see if I can catch someone out. But you know, 9 times out of 10, you can get something funky. Did you know as well? You can self boost on towards sandbags as well by jumping on towards it. So you can self boost with a person. Like this is obviously the very, very old way of doing it. But the new way of doing it is you can just stand up towards here, and you can jump up towards like this. Now my movement is dreadful. Oh my goodness. But you can basically jump and crouch on towards this angle just like this. Oh my gosh. There we go, just like this. Fail 5,000 times. That works really well CT side or T side. So if the CT side do this, CT side smoke themselves in like this, you can basically work your way up here like this, knowing that this is smoked, and then you can basically like use their own smoke against them like this, and then you can get on up, and I can see heaven here, and I can see the top of this box here, and I can see this boost here, do you know what I mean? And I can see, I obviously don't need to check that because they would see me coming from there, but I can see ramp, and I can see barrels like this. I know that barrels is going to be roughly here through this, and I can basically then activate off of this smoke. So don't CT side ever throw that smoke. Do you know what I mean? Because that's just going to be no good. And if you see that smoke then as T side, then absolutely like this, you can probably get away with punishing them for it as well by just getting on top of this. But you're going to have to practice the movement like this, and then ramp, barrels, top of the box, boost, and all this kind of stuff, and activate in and see if you can get a 2v1. Don't let them use that smoke. And same thing, if you want to do it CT side, like if you want to check like connector and stuff like this, you can boost yourself up there, get that Molotov in, and then you can smoke for yourself down here as CT side, and then just play on top of it as well. This is a good way to deal with connector as well. As soon as you hear them open that door, if you hear them flash out that door, you can just, under the light here, you just know you're going to be able to spray in towards it as well, and you're going to be able to play something a little bit different, and you can see them as well by jump spotting over there. So that's going to be a pretty, pretty funky way of dealing with it. Now, I truly think we have hit absolutely every possible tip, trick, nade, utility, boost, wall bang, pre-fire, every single thing possible. Don't play jail. jail is wank. Think of positions with good exit strategies. There is no good exit strategy here. What are you going to do if you're in a retake and the CT just dunks this on you? You're going to be in real trouble, and you're going to be forced out of position. Think about good post-plant spots and opportunities like this. Like I said, thinking about good post-plants and stuff like this, just look at the top of the corrugated metal, and you're going to get a good molly that then lands, and it's going to burn whichever plant spot you pick, here or here, okay? That's going to be really good. Also think about good positions and what you're doing whilst your teammate is doing stuff, okay? And in CT side, keep your utility to the very end. If the T's aren't rushing monster, I don't need to waste $600 incendiary throwing that monster every single time. If the T's aren't playing fast here, I don't need to throw this molotov fast every single time like this at the start of the round if I'm not going for fast walk control. If I'm better off just holding onto it, then just hold onto it for the very late game, because you may find that when T side start doing this and they start moving in and they start doing all that kind of stuff, now is the perfect time to drop in your molotov like this, because now it's going to be perfect. And now the T side, you have to wait behind your molotov, and that's going to be an absolute disaster. It's going to be absolutely huge, and this is the kind of thing you need to be thinking of. CT side, maybe hang on to your molly at the end. You don't need to be going for fast mollies here unless you're trying to go for fast control. And if the T side is setting up these big defensive plays, these big utility heavy plays and stuff like this, then maybe getting your molotov in like this is going to be perfect. You know what I mean? If you get it to land right in towards this angle, just like this here, that's going to be really wicked, because it's going to stop them from playing up towards here. So that's going to be a really good place to play the molotov. If you see this double smoke screen, plant your molotov on the right hand side of this pillar like this. Little jump right click, and it's going to land right there, and it's going to stop the T's from coming up towards this. It's also going to stop them from planting on towards this here as well. It's going to stop them from doing that, so it's going to be really good. Hold on to your utility till late game, unless the T's are rushing you, in which case you're going to have to start dumping your molotovs early and start doing this. You know what I mean? You may have to start doing double mollies or anything like this to try and really slow them down and stop them from playing it. Remember your good positions. Remember all your naughty stuff. Flash peeking, one last thing, is if you're CT side, don't go for an information play. If we're in the round, there's two of us alive, it's 2 versus 2, it's a full buy round, don't come and do this. Don't come check it. T side could be anywhere back here. They could be waiting like this, waiting to headshot me. T side might be waiting, positioned up like this. They might be waiting on a really dirty angle, and they're just going to nail me as soon as I come for that peek. And if you're going to go for an information peek, flash it. Flash it first, check the corners, check all this, and see if you're trying to disrupt them throwing utility or trying to disrupt them throwing the boost, don't do it without utility. And if you don't have the utility, then don't go for the peak. But you've got to realise that like the higher level players, the more time you give them with the flash like this, the more they're just going to be able to just wreck you anyway. They're going to see that coming like this, and then they're just going to be able to nail you, okay? And for a tip for the low level players, always look at the peripheral vision. Don't just be like noobing out, don't just be hard scoping and looking at this, because that's when you get caught out. You get caught out by the little details, and so you need to listen and you need to watch. And I'm looking at all of this. I'm not just looking at this, I'm looking at everything, so that if I see I'm being flanked from behind, I'm stood in a good position where I can see if there's one coming behind me. I'm not just like stood here. This is not a good position. I don't know if anyone's coming behind me or anything like this. This isn't a good position. I want to be here where I can get in and out of cover. If someone's coming behind me as well, I can take this fight and get in and out of cover. If someone's on this angle, I can get in and out of cover as well. You know what I mean? Because I can always then counter flash over the top. Do you know what I mean? So if the CT comes for a flash peek like this, I can always counter flash like this, and it's going to push the CT back and let them know that I'm there. Do you know what I mean? I just want to show a little bit of presence and stuff like this, and don't let them do it, okay? So CT side, like, don't do terrible. Like, this is a terrible flash. It's going to bounce twice. You know, it's going to blind anyone out here. At the lower levels, this is going to wreck anyone terrible. The higher levels, you're giving them 5 years to react to it. You're sending a telegram, and they're just going to turn away, and they're just going to wreck you. So at the higher level, you need to have less noise with your flashbang and stuff like this, and you need to be able to get used to turning away from them. So even this, I wouldn't attempt in a black badge game or something like this, or any kind of level above DMG. I wouldn't attempt it, because there's so long for that to come. There's so much before that's coming. If I was going to attempt a flash peek, I would get bot Harvey to throw one for me. And I don't know, he would just throw one over the top like this. That would be the flash I would throw, where there's no warning for the T that's coming. There's just that you can't physically react to that fast enough, and that's what I would do. And I'd get Harvey to throw that, and I'd be like, Harvey, throw me the flash. It pops, and then I'm coming around ready to take this gunfight and stuff like this. And that is going to be the kind of flash that wrecks, you know, those T's throwing their utility and stuff like this. That is going to be huge if those T's throwing those utility, and I just say, Harvey, throw that in for me. And then I'm coming around and I'm dealing with all that kind of stuff there. So the pop flashes in for each other are going to be the ones that really work. And it's no different, I think, like Against the lower levels, this will work. This will really, really work. But against the high levels, as soon as they hear that tick, they're going to look away. As soon as they hear it, see that tick, like this, and they're going to be ready to just deal with you as soon as anything as well. And same thing again. This isn't going to work against high level. You're going to turn that. You're going to turn away and deal with it. If I'm in this tunnel, as soon as I hear that tick, see that tick, I'm going to be able to just instantly still deal with this guy anyway. He's not going to be able to do it, and probably I'm going to catch him turning away, looking away from his own flashbang, and I'm going to be able to just meet him and take this gunfight really, really quick. So always listen to your surroundings, and that's how you're going to be able to react super, super fast to the crazy, crazy level utility. So that is why you need the pop flashes, where maybe you've got a teammate who's throwing a flash or something like this. Just making sure where that lands. I think that lands right on the corner. Those kind of pop flashes like that, where I've got a teammate throwing it in for me. Harvey's throwing that in for me like this. I'm running in at the start of the round like this, and now I swing off the back of that. Those are the kind of flashes you want, because again, that's no warning, and there's no noise that's coming. There is no sound at all that's coming. There's no pop. It doesn't. I'm not bouncing off the surface like this. I'm getting Harvey to throw it in for me like this, and then I'm coming around and swinging to get that kind of fast peak and something off the back of it. So you throw those pop flashes in for each other, because those are going to be the only way that you get those real high-level flashes that are going to completely blind the enemy. Use your environment as well for the flashbangs. Like, do you know what I mean? Use your environment for everything. Like this pillar, do you know what I mean? You can easily get molotovs that land in towards short, literally just off the side of the monster. All this kind of stuff. I don't need to throw a molly like this if I'm CT side. I don't need to throw a flash like this if I'm CT side. Get all that kind of stuff out of your head. If I want to flash short, I can just flash off of this, like this, or I can just flash off the pillar, off the top of it like this. Do you know what I mean? There's so many different things I can do. Those kind of flashes, which are going to deal with it, stuff like this, but they're going to be really, really strong. Remember though, that like those flashes are going to tick a lot. They're going to make a load of noise, but the whole point is you're just trying to force a T off the angle, because you want to be the one holding the angle. Because at the moment, the enemy's holding the angle like this. So if I throw this, then it's going to force him off the angle like this, and now I'm the one holding the angle, and he's got to repeat me. So this is the whole point of counter flashing, where they flash me off like this, and I might then flash back into the angle. And this is the kind of stuff, the utility exchange, that you're going to see when it gets a little bit more sweaty, because then, you know, I've flashed him off, I've now got the angle, he's going to flash back into it, and he's going to retake the angle off me, and now I'm completely washing my eyes out in the Stevie Wonder simulator. You just don't want to be doing all that kind of stuff. So that's what the utility exchanges is. You know, you're flashing over the top to get all these kind of peaks in and all this kind of stuff. Always make sure the flash is the kind of last bit of your utility. It'll often be the first and last thing you throw. If you're coming into a round with a smoke, molly, 2 flashes, you might then find that you're at the start of the round. I'm coming around here. It might be the first thing I throw, like this, and I'm going to go get control of water and stuff like this. We've waited long enough, and now I'm activating. I'm throwing my smoke, my molly, and the last thing I'm throwing then is going to be the flash, like this, and I'm activating off of it. Make sure when you throw that last flash, and if it's your last piece of utility, you absolutely activate on it. There's nothing worse than seeing someone do this, where they throw the flash, and they go on round and they just hold the angle or something like this, or, you know, they throw the flash, and they're creeping up, they're waiting, and then they're taking the angle. The guy who is flashed by that is absolutely gone. So just have a look at, like, where if I'm throwing the flash in, I'm going absolutely ham on it as soon as I'm literally going on. I'm just swallowing up the earth in front of me and really, really activating on it. I don't have to do that one that ticks, because again, that makes noise. So I might want to do something like this, and because again, those flashes are going to be really good as well, because they come without any warning. But like this, but you've got to just remember, the slower your flash, the more time they're going to have to react with it. So you've got to be very, very careful, like this. So often the fast ones work better. Just get used to activating really quick off flashbangs like this, because I find that those little pop ones like that work really, really well, because there's no time to react. You know what I mean? And this is where you get high level, and you just got to react as soon as you hear the noise. Tick, and then you just start falling. Just get used to reacting. Even if that ends up being a smoke, it's fine to completely freak out your shit. As soon as you hear that, like the tick, just get used to just freaking out, and you'll realise now that the smoke and the flashbang sound different when they tink off the material anyway. Listen to the difference. That's some smoke. I can hold this. I can hold this angle. Listen now to the difference of the flashbang. It's like a lower, rather than a tink, it's more like a tonk. It's like a lower tonk. That's a flash. And I need to get ready now to either I'm going to re-swing, I'm going to re-flash over the top like this. Do you know what I mean? Whatever it is I'm going to do, if I'm going to end up re-flashing over the top like this and you know, completely whiting those T's, whatever it is I'm going to be doing, you've just got to be ready to just know what it is you're going to be doing. And remember, this is Wallbang, of course, well. It's not 2 ways. No wallbang is one way, so you can still just absolutely nail people in towards this. So there's very, very good tips and tricks, where as soon as I'm spotting out anyone like this, I can still just cover this angle here, and like I said, just get used to knowing what my counter util is going to be straight away, to just reposition, get out to a different position, and play it from a different angle as well. And those are going to be the things that are just going to keep you alive and rank you up. Now, I think that's absolutely everything. We talked about what you should be doing if your teammate's throwing util, and if they're throwing in all this kind of stuff. If Harvey's throwing in those smokes, what am I doing? Do you know what I mean? Am I stood here doing a terrible position? No one will be able to see, like, no one can cover Harvey's back. Whilst Harvey's got his smokes out here, he's completely vulnerable to a swing from short and a swing from behind. So therefore, I need to be in a good position that covers Harvey. This is no good. I need to be over here, where I can cover here. Because if I'm here, if I'm in this angle, just like this, the first person the CT's going to see, if he comes around this corner like this, he's going to see Harvey like this, and he's not going to see me down towards here. So I want to make sure that I'm in a wider position, like this, so that they're going to see me before they see Harvey. Do you know what I mean? They're coming for a swing on Harvey, but they're going to come across me first, and they're going to have to take the gunfight with me before they can swing Harvey. And that's how you protect your utility pillars. If you're ever in this position, you're mid-round, Harvey's like, let me throw a smoke bridge. I'm like, cool. What am I doing? Am I doing something pointless here where I can't see the flank? Or am I down here? This is pointless where I can't see the flank. Am I up here peeking before the flash and before I'm ready to be traded? Harvey can't trade from over there. What am I doing? Or am I actually in a good position here where I can see our flank and I can see this? Harvey's throwing in all the util stuff, and as soon as we're ready to go, then the smoke's bursting and all this kind of stuff, then we're pushing in together and we're really, really activating really, really fast. Think about your positioning. Always think about your positioning. No different to if Harvey's here and he's throwing these smokes and stuff like this. If Harvey's throwing all this kind of stuff, what am I doing? Am I stood here? Am I watching this monster angle, waiting to see if everyone's here? We can't see if anyone comes through water. Harvey's not protected. If a CT comes around towards here, he's going to find Harvey, and he's going to shoot Harvey in the back, and I'm over here, and I'm not doing anything useful. Think about your positions. Think about good angles like this, where I can see both angles at once, like this, and I can kind of jiggle between, or I can look right in the middle, see both these angles. If I see short, I can get off the angle. If I see monster, I can get off the angle. Do you know what I mean? And just be in constant good positions, where I can constantly rotate off. That's going to be your most important tip and trick of what are you doing whilst Harvey's throwing in the util, whilst he's being a Donny and he's doing all the nerdy stuff. Are you helping him or are you hindering him? And if you're Harvey, just tell your teammate. Just be like, I'm going to throw a smoke, cover me. Like, just stand there, all right? Just stand there and watch short, or stand there and watch monster for me. You know, so whilst I throw this stuff, so I'm not going to be vulnerable to a guy swinging around the back. And you should be saying the same again. If I'm stood here and I'm throwing the bridge smoke, if it's not safe to throw the smoke, don't throw it. Do you know what I mean? You need to, and that's on you. You know, that's not Harvey's fault. If Harvey's here and he's watching that, and I die throwing this smoke, that's my fault. That's on me. That's not on Harvey. That's because I wasn't in a safe place. The CT just swang me and killed me throwing the util, or the CT just came around back. Yeah, Harvey's in the crap position, and I'm killing it. Just because Harvey's in a crap position doesn't make it his fault if I die. I wasn't safe to throw the smoke. Do you know what I mean? So in which case, we should have been like Harvey, like push with me, or like Harvey, hold this for me here. And then Harvey will come and watch that for me here. And then I'm safe because Harvey's now watching my back and I can throw that smoke. If Harvey's in a crap position like this and you're solo queuing, you just need to play off him and just be like, we could be swung anytime. You know, what's Harvey doing? We're coming around here, and then maybe that's when you throw it on the fly. Do you know what I mean? You throw those quick pieces of utility together so that you're able to do this kind of stuff, and we're pushing in together like this and all that kind of stuff. Do you know what I mean? Don't leave yourself open if you're not actually ready to be open. That's everything else. That's everything I can think of. The last final thing is if you're planting the bomb, just play together as well. Remember, whilst Harvey is planting the bomb, or while I'm planting the bomb, I have a thing. I have no gun in my hands. I'm completely defenseless. So whilst Harvey is there and he's planting the bomb, I need to protect him. You know, if we've got these smokes up and we've got these molotovs up, I need to protect Harvey. There's no point me saying, cool, plant the bomb, we'll go for a post plant, I'll play for a post plant here. The bomb's not even down yet. We're not in a post plant situation. So I need to be with Harvey. I need to be close to him so that if anyone swings through that molotov, or if I need to rethrow that molotov, do you know what I mean? I can see if anyone's coming heaven. If anyone kills him from monster because they were doing that ratty play I told you about where they wait down behind here. If anyone swings in monster, I can swing out and I'm close for the trade. If anyone jumps on top of this box, If a CT comes jumping over this box to try and get the drop on Harvey while he's planting the bomb, I'm stood here to cover him. If a CT's playing behind this smoke and they come running through with like a shotgun or something like this, and they come through to kill Harvey like this, I'm waiting, because as soon as they come bursting through the smoke, I got the kill. As soon as a guy comes swinging up that ramp like this to come get the kill on Harvey like this, I'm over here and I'm ready to take the fight. Play close to Harvey and don't go into a post plant position until the bomb's actually down. And now we're over here and we're waiting for a post plant, and we're waiting to throw the molotov and all this kind of stuff on towards the bomb and all that jazz. Truly, truly, we have hit everything. That is absolutely everything. I think one more thing was that this, I don't think, is wallbangable. This is not wallbangable. I see that error made by so many people. Default, that spot, the plant spot there, is not wallbangable. Those bullets do not go through towards this here. Please, it breaks my heart when I see someone playing this angle and the T's are planting the bomb. They try and shoot this guy. It's not happening, so don't try that position. There is probably a smoke lineup as well that lands from here on towards heaven. I don't really rate it. I think if you are going to like be up there, I'd much rather just smoke it off close anyway, because then it gives you some more options. Do you know what I mean? He might then have to jump down. You hear him jump down, and then you can do something a little bit more different. Do you know what I mean? You can do something a little bit down here and try and track him around and all this kind of stuff and play different things. You might then be able to play a really, really funky angle that he's not seen as you cover this bomb in a post-plant situation. Do you know what I mean? So as he jumps down from heaven. So yes, there's very sexy lineups that probably do line up from here in a post-plant situation, but if you've still got the smoke, drop it around here and just try and just then deal with the heaven guy. Wait for him to come down, wait for him to make the noise. Just look at this. He can't get out of there without making noise, so I can just wait for him here. Do you know what I mean? And as soon as I then see him, or if I hear him jump down, then I can play something a little bit different now, and I can just see if I can track him, and I can track him around this box. Do you know what I mean? And really, really make it weird like this, and just nail him on the back here, because he's going to come round thinking that I've maybe gone short or maybe gone monster or something like this, and I'm actually going to be up in the smoke or something like this. Just be a rat, be careful, be clever, and do those kind of things. And don't forget to jump spot. That's the last thing. Jump spot. If you're playing on towards short, jump spot. If you're playing on towards this position like this and you want to see them over here, you can jump spot. You can spot them in towards water. You can spot towards here. You may find that there's a guy here throwing util like this, and you may just jump spot him like this. Harvey's here. He's just about to throw in this smoke, and you've got a guy over on barrels or someone on towards the ramp. He's watching monster, so my job's to watch short. I may find on a little jump spot like this. I've just spotted him. Do you see him? I spotted him just like this. So then I can either drop a nade in like this. That's going to blow him up. Do you know what I mean? Or I can drop a molotov in like this over the top. All of this is going to disturb them from going for that plant and stuff like this. And again, I can jump spot like this, and I can easily then get loads of damage in towards this and all this kind of stuff. This is why jump spotting here is really, really good, because this position is so important for throwing so much utility that you can counter it very, very nicely, very, very easy, just with a little jump spot just like that. That's going to be it. Peace out, give it a subscribe, and I'm going to hit up Inferno and Vertigo next, and I will catch you next time.